What's up, everyone? All right, well, today is a red day recap, and I'm disappointed with my trading today. When we get into the recap, you'll see that I traded about 12 or maybe even 13 different stocks today. It was crazy. Today was the definition of overtrading. I'm frustrated myself. But, of course, this is part of trading, ups and downs. Coming into today, I was up about 53,000 on the month. I'm down over $4,000 right now, so that's almost giving back 10% of what I made last week. It's not the end of the world by any means, and it's fine, all things considered, big picture, but within the confines of today's trading was really not good. And what I allowed was, I allowed myself to trade based on trying to set a new consecutive green day record. And being green by even just $1 was infinitely better than being red by $1. And in fact, today I was down $1.26 at one point, having been down 2,000 and dug my way out of the hole, and I didn't stop because I was still red. So that's what we talk about a lot, is the emotions of trading tripping me up. And it happened today. And I went from down $1.26, and then I just started rolling back down into the red. It was like I went red, I came back up to the VWAP, and then I faded off the VWAP, and I am finishing down. Basically, I'm done for the day. I'm not below my max loss, but I'm not going to keep trading. I'm frustrated, and the feeling of being frustrated is a cue to walk away, and I should have walked away sooner. And I was just really holding on hope for, this stupid consecutive green day thing. And at the end of the month, the end of the year, those things were meaningless. Being down $100 on the day or $1 on the day, it doesn't matter when you're looking at the big picture of 250 trading days in the year. It's just more important to be focused, to trade the market you're in, and today I let myself trade something different than that. So this loss is 100% self-inflicted. It's what I get, it's what I deserve. I traded through the afternoon, and when these things happen consistently, that I lose money when I trade outside my wheelhouse, then it further reinforces stay in the wheelhouse. Don't go outside the wheelhouse. But the problem, of course, is that sometimes you step outside your wheelhouse and you get lucky. Monday and Tuesday, it was really easy for me to say, all right, I've done my 2 trades and I'm done. Why was that? Well, I was trading from home, which I don't usually do. I'm in my office here downtown. When I trade from home, I typically will trade for an hour and a half, whatever. I then shut down that computer and I will come into the office, but my charts aren't set up, my computer's not set up to trade at all. So I don't trade. I don't even look at the market. Basically, I walk away at 10:30 and the market's not even open anymore. It's out of my mind. And I was thinking about the thought of being in a casino, like in Las Vegas. And I've been to Las Vegas a few times, and I've gambled at the tables. And when I go and gamble, there's usually a certain point where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna walk away now before I lose money. So I'll play a couple of games at the table, and then I walk away. And every time I've gone to Vegas, I've walked away with money in my pocket. Not enough to pay for the trip, but enough that I was like, hey, good job, you're green. The thought of saying, okay, I'm done, and then saying, but I'm gonna sit here in the casino for the next 3 hours and watch other people around me making money, celebrating. Yeah, whoa, we made, great hand, blah, blah, whatever it is, that, eventually I would have a breaking point where I'm like, you know what, screw this, everyone's making money, I'm going back in too, and you know what would probably happen? Most times I'd probably lose my money, but every now and then I would make more money. And so the cure, of course, is to walk away. And it's not just walk away, close the trading platform, but keep all the charts up and keep the chat room up and everything else, because that's not walking away. You're still watching it. You're still watching other people make money. You're still gonna feel FOMO and frustration and everything else. You have to actually get up and walk away. And that's something that I am so bad at doing right here in this office. And it's because when I'm done trading on this computer, I leave it here, I leave all my charts up, and I just do work on this computer. But then, I look over and I see something happening. I look over the chat room and I start feeling fear of missing out, FOMO. And next thing you know, I can convince myself to take a trade. When it's out of sight, it's totally out of mind for me. But when it's in sight, it is so hard for me to have the discipline to just sit and watch and to not jump on the opportunity. Some days are easier than others, of course. A day where I've made a lot of money, I can easily say, hey, I've made money, I'm done. But on a day where I'm red and I'm thinking, hey, that could be my opportunity to get back into the green, those are the days where I'm much weaker. I don't have that discipline. I don't have as much of the strength. This is, again, one of those things with trading. It's, if you just can have the discipline to follow your rules consistently, you can do so much better than when you break rules. And today, the rule that I broke, again, I could make a list of 150 different rules of different types that I should follow. The ones that I really follow strictly right now are max loss on the day, 3 consecutive red trades, and if I give back half of my gains, I'm done if I have already hit my daily goal. I never hit my daily goal today. So I didn't break any of those rules. Did I trade past lunchtime? Yes. Is that a hard set rule? No, because sometimes, especially when the market is really hot, you don't want a rule that's confining you. You don't want to stop trading when there's still lots of opportunity. Today's a day that I just traded outside my wheelhouse. Probably wouldn't be different from trading a stock like Tesla or Amazon, or something like that. It's outside my wheelhouse, and I will have to dig myself out of the hole. I'm not going to get out tomorrow. It's very unlikely. This week has been slow. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were slow. And today I just gave back everything I made in the last 3 days. 3 steps forward, 1 huge step back. So, the life of a trader, it's not easy. This is the stuff that we struggle with. It's a challenge. So, be back at it tomorrow. We'll do the recap. I'll get into it. There's too many trades to break down each individual one, but I'll talk about some of the highlights. And as always, questions, comments, leave them down below. I hope this is helpful. Red day recaps sometimes are more helpful than the green day recap. So, hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning. All right, so we're gonna go over the trades from today. It's gonna take a while. I traded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different stocks. Today was a disaster. The only reason I kept trading today was because I wanted to maintain this silly hot streak. I say it's silly because it threw me off my game. And I'm very disappointed that I overtraded as much as I did. I started the day, these aren't chronological. I don't know if there's a way to list them chronologically, but anyways, my first trade of the day was on CPAH. So this morning, kind of started like any other day. We had a decent looking gap scanner, time frame 9:25. Oops, I'll do AM. There we go, 9:25 AM. CPAH was our leading gapper, up 55%. Honestly, I thought it looked good out of the gates for a trade, and by the time the bell was ringing, it was already fairly extended. And so what I decided to do on this was I let it dip down, and then I actually bought it right around here as it was dipping, thinking that it was going to bounce off the VWAP and curl up. And I was wrong. It broke the VWAP, and I lost $1,200 on. Actually, I lost about $1,000 on my first trade. So I was down $1,000 on my first trade on CPAH right off the watch list. And APT was the second stock I was watching this morning. And I took a trade on that one out of the gates. I was trying to do a red to green move, and I lost $200 on it. And so with that, in the first 5 minutes of the day, I was down $1,200. And this was where I took my red to green attempt on APT. So that's a bad start to the day, losing $1,200. That's not great. But of course, 5 minutes into the day or 4 minutes into the day, it's not the end of the day by any means. I didn't hit my max loss, and I felt that it was still definitely worth, keeping my eye on what was moving. So other stocks on the gap scanner, we had NNVC and Works, WORX. I did take a trade on WORX shortly after the open. It hit the high day momentum scanner right here at 309. It started to pop up. I jumped in the 20s. It ends up popping up to a high of 39. I ended up making a total of $285 on it. All right, so now I'm down only 1,000 on the day. I'm moving back in the right direction, which is good. I was feeling okay about that. Next trade was HAPP, HAPP, and on this one I lost $1,300. And so after this trade, I was down over 2,000 on the day, and I was kind of like, all right, this might not be good. The stock popped up right here. It did a little pullback under 450. I bought at 450. It broke and hit a high of 472 and then flushed down here to 413. I stopped out and took the loss. So at that point, I was starting to feel like my odds of getting back to green were not looking good, but that I would wait to see if something started to open up and maybe we got like a circuit breaker halt or something like that. The next trade I took was on NNVC. This was a very quick trade. It was a little on the riskier side, and it was this breakout right here. I took that trade on NNVC and made $144. So, when you're down $2,000 and then you have a $144 winner, it's kind of like, all right, well, I guess that's nice, but that's not really going to cut it. And then I saw that this stock MEDS had opened at 9:45 to start trading. This was its first day trading on this exchange, and it squeezed from $6 all the way up to $8. So as this popped up, I jumped on it fairly quickly at 678 right here. It did a micro pullback, and I jumped in at 678. It squeezes up here to a high of 732, and I'm holding into the halt. It then resumes from the halt. It hits a high of 750. And you know what I did? I added right here at 750. It then drops all the way to 660. I held through the drop because it was a flash drop. It then pops back up and rips up to $8, and I sold it for $1,563. And I was like, whoa, that was a close one. So I booked my profit on it, and actually I thought maybe that this would give a second opportunity later in the day, but it ended up coming back a little bit, fading a little bit too much. So kind of a little bit of a wild trade there on MEDS, but with that, I was down only about 500 on the day. So now I was, really heading in the right direction. Next stock that I traded was EXTN. This one, as you can see here, did a little bit of a pullback right in this area. It then broke out to the upside. I bought it. I didn't buy it on the break of 6. I bought it, it's sort of a terrible place. I actually bought it at about 615 as it kind of pulled back right here at 606 and then ripped up. I thought at this point, as it was getting further away from $6, that it was going to continue. And I really jumped in that one a little too impulsively, and I lost $493. So now I was back down to down 900. Down but not out. All right, next trade, CPAH. CPAH, I jumped back in for this red to green move right here, and I made back about $300 on it, and so I'm down now only $788. So after this trade, I was down only about $600 on the day, maybe $700. All right, so moving back in the right direction, but of course commissions are building up. ARGX did a quick, AGRX did a quick sell-off this morning. Really kind of crazy when you think about it. This stock rolls over, goes from 420 all the way down to a low of 272 and then bounces, coming back up. I took a small position and made only $140. So whatever, nothing to write home about there. That was, that trade was, that I took was right around here. So small trade on that one, but it put me at that point down maybe 500 on the day. And then I started trading GNPX. GNPX was coming up to $2 and I bought 15,000 shares for the break of 2. It pops up to 2, hits 202, flushes back down to 197. It comes back up to 204 and I sold, I got out. It then pops quickly to 210, drops back down. I got back in at 210. I sold at like 212. So I made like 3 cents here, 2 cents here. I got back in as it moved a little bit higher. During the lunch hour, it squeezes all the way to 260. And then right here, as it started to curl back up, I got back in for this break and added right here for the break over 250. Again, 15,000 shares. My cost basis was 245 because I added most of my shares up at 250. And then I stopped out as it came back down. And that cost me about $2,800. That one loss right there, because it was 15,000 shares and I lost almost 20 cents a share. So I lost on that trade $3,000, which was disappointing. So you can see that's my biggest red trade of the day. I also had a couple trades, a couple of these other stocks, BCLI. This was the trade that I took directly after lunch. I bought this pullback right here and then proceeded to stop out as it came back to the VWAP. I lost $1,500 on that. I had a couple other trades here, BLPH, ANVS. I mean, again, it's I overtraded today. I was desperately trying to get myself back to the green, and the closest I was to green was when I came back from lunch and I was up $198 actually before my commissions. After commissions, I knew I was down quite a bit. And, you know, I had a day last month where I spent over $1,700 in commissions in one day. I talked about that during my January month in review. So that was a pretty terrible day, as you can imagine. And I was extremely disappointed with myself. So coming into the day here, this is where I was sitting on the month. From 142,000 in my account up to 194, $53,574 of profit. And today, now I'm down 4,184, of course, not including my commissions on the day. So my commissions today total, let's see, I can show you right here. All right, so there's my commissions today. $258 in commissions, $598 in ECN fees, which equals $600 plus $250, $850 in commissions. So it's, frustrating. Makes a bad day worse, and of course it makes a good day not as good when I do have good days. The nice thing about this type of platform is how quickly I can trade. This is right now has a huge spread, the NASDAQ test stock, but let's see if I can get in. No, it's actually not allowing me to get in. So this, you know what? Screw this. This is so annoying. 600 shares, whatever. Typically this should be really quick, but it's just not working. I was going to show you, for example, one of the reasons that I like using this type of platform, but that was a bad example because it obviously didn't work. But you know, whatever. Just for the heck of it, I'll just do a couple 10 share trades here. So we'll just look at my position here. I'll just press the buy button. So there I've got, so you can see how quickly buy, it's instantaneous, right? Instantaneous execution. And I sell half, it's gone. I buy, it's gone. So I'm jacking up my commissions a little bit more today, but that's what I like about this platform, that I can trade that quickly. But you pay for every trade you take. And you know, if I trade in TD Ameritrade, I cannot trade that quickly. It is simply not possible. So TD Ameritrade, for instance, with my side hustle challenge, you know, it's a platform that in some ways I like and is good, but it's very limiting in the way you can trade fast moving stocks. So, you know, I have Lightspeed for a reason, but the thing you have to respect is you've got to respect how much you pay on every trade you take. And when you start over trading, oh my gosh, you can really run your commissions up very quickly. And this isn't different from CMEG. It's not different from a lot of the other brokers out there. So anyways, I've got to run. I've got a meeting that I'm a little bit late to, so I'm going to go jump onto that, and I will catch up with you guys first thing tomorrow morning. All right, see you guys later. You want to learn more about trading? Check out some of the links in my description, and if you have questions, ask them in the comments. I personally respond to every question posted on my channel. And don't forget to subscribe.